So we're looking at the ethical ways to use social media. You can see my screen, right? My slide, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's great. All right, so getting right in is not going to be a long class. So, social media don'ts. Number one, don't be spam. Don't be a spam. So don't go on social media, on people's platforms, and then you're spamming comments, you're spamming likes. I'm sure you've seen um people that just go on people's feed, and they just keep liking every post rapidly. You just see your notifications and people are just liking your post rapidly, or you see people leaving the same comments on all of your posts. Those things actually go against the social media community guidelines, and it could lead to your accounts getting banned, your reach restricted, or even worse, your account being knocked off the social media platform. I know Facebook does it a lot, even Instagram as well. So one of the don'ts is do not spam. Then secondly, do not be a fake. All right. If you're going on social media, you have to be your authentic self. A lot of people go on social media and then they live fake lives. And one of the things we stand for here at Skills Over Dreams is that we're not just looking at impacting or teaching you the skills. We are looking at a would I say it's a wholesome project. We are looking at you also being impacted, you know, psychologically as well. It goes beyond the skills you learn. We're also looking at shaping character, morals, and all that. So that's why this topic is very important before we get into the more complex topics in social media marketing. So don't spam, don't be fake, then don't be needy. I know people go a lot. I see my DMs. A lot of people come to my DMs and then they're asking for financial assistance or begging. I know some people actually do that genuinely because they have issues, but some other people they see it as a business a business strategy. So it's wrong to do that. Then do not abuse hashtags. I'm sure you've gone on platforms and you see a post on love, and you now see hashtag bet Niger, or you see hashtag glow up, and you now ask yourself, why is this person using this hashtag? How does this hashtag relate to the post? It's totally wrong. So whatever hashtag you're using must relate to the post you're making. And I'm going to show us how to use hashtags the right way on social media, and how those hashtags could get you more exposure, get you more profile visits and more followers as well. So then another thing, do not be a social snob. All right. So don't just go on social media and then you post and you don't engage. You just make posts and you expect people to come and like your posts. It's wrong, because the algorithm takes notice of all these things. If you just make a post and you don't respond to people's comments, the algorithm thinks that there's no relationship between you and the commenter. So there's every likelihood that the person might not see your post in the future. Yeah, it's very, very possible. So, but if you interact with the person or you respond to the comments, it's going to open the reach of that post to more of your audiences. All right, it's going to open the reach of that post to more of your audiences, and then it's also going to take note of that particular user you replied to, and it's going to be easier for that user to see your content next time. Are you following?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Then another thing, do not feign perfection. All right. We know nobody's perfect. So if you go on social media and you portray yourself as this perfect person, if you have small flops, it's going to end up hurting your brand. I'm sure you've seen a lot of celebrities that projected themselves as these divine kind of people, they are totally different from, or it's more like they are cut off from the rest of the world, they're in their high horses. Then something now happens, and then you're like, this person too, how could this happen? Blah, blah, blah. You know, it becomes difficult to believe because the perception we had of them was, this person is perfect. But the truth is that nobody is actually perfect. All right. So when you go on social media, be your authentic self. Do not feign or fake perfection. Then don't post irrelevant content. All right. You might go on social media, and then it's easy to get caught up in the noise of what other people are posting out there. So, but it's very important that you do not get carried away with what you see other people doing. Okay, you see, okay, this is what is trending, so you want to jump on it as well. No, you have to ask yourself certain questions. This post I'm about to make, or this trend I'm about to jump on, is it um in alignment with what my brand stands for? And I'm going to talk about that in this class today. So then don't rely solely on automations. Now, there are social media AI softwares that could help you do certain things you're supposed to do. For example, there are platforms that could help you to post on your behalf. You can schedule your content ahead of time, and I'm going to talk about that anyway. Then there are also softwares that could help you like people's posts, comment on people's posts, send people DMs. Have you seen stuff like that happen before?
Yes.
Okay, great. So those are automations, digital automations, and we're going to look at them in subsequent classes. So, but there's a wrong way and there's a right way to use them. If you abuse them and you rely totally on them, it's going to end up hurting your account. For example, let's say now you set up an automation for auto liking on any post that use a particular hashtag. For example, let's say any post that has the hashtag love, it's now going to make one particular comment. Let's say great post. Okay. So you're not online, and then somebody now makes a post and abuses one of the rules we talk about, using abusing hashtags and here. So he makes a different kind of content and still uses the hashtag love. Your automation will now go and make that same customized comment you made on that post, and it's going to be irrelevant. I know a mistake I've made in the past. One of the times my bot went and commented on somebody's post, really beautiful, only for me to come online and find out that it was an obituary post. It was very, very crazy. Like, I could literally see this post was about mourning. The person was mourning a late one, and I went to go and comment, really beautiful. And that was the day I started becoming more intentional about automations, knowing what and what not to do. So we're going to talk about that. Then do not go for number of followers. All right. Large amounts of followers on social media doesn't necessarily mean that that person is successful on social media. All right. When we talk about key performance indicators in our previous subsequent classes, I'm going to explain what actually it means to set up a social media strategy that aligns with your business or your brand's goals. All right. So, in the same vein, don't prioritize quantity over quality. All right. So instead of having 10,000 followers, I'd rather have 1,000 followers who are interested in the content I post, who are interested in doing business with me. Does it make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll rather prioritize quantity over quality. Then don't use poor grammar and spellings. It's a turn off for most people, especially if your brand is not an entertainment brand that anything goes. Because in the entertainment industry, anything goes. But let's say you're trying to build this professional brand, poor grammar and spellings are going to hurt your brand. So you need to know at least English to an extent. So the good thing is that you can learn these things online, all right, on e-learning platforms like this anyway. Then don't spend all your time on social media. Social media can be really, really addictive, can be very addictive. And if you're not a disciplined person, you'll find that you're becoming less productive because you're spending more of your time on social media. Then for our social media tools here, you need to have a goal or plan for your social media. You don't just start or create a social media account because you want to be on social media or you want to make posts. You have to ask yourself, what am I going on social media to do? So you can be one person, let's say you can create social media accounts based off your interests, things you're interested in doing, your passion, your talents, your skills. You can even have different accounts that you run. You can give them a brand. You can create a brand for each of those interests. We're going to talk about that anyway. So you need to have a goal for your social media. The goal you set for your social media is going to determine the kind of content you make and the kind of content you don't make. All right. Then optimize your social profiles. Now, if I go on Instagram and I see your account and I go on Facebook or LinkedIn, can I tell that this is the same person? Can I tell that this is the same person? So your social profile has to be optimized. They have to be consistent across the different social media platforms. And then they have to be optimized to appeal to your audience. All right. So if we look at your profile picture has to be clear and has to depict what your brand is about. If it's a personal brand, I recommend having a headshot. And then your bio as well has to be consistent. So if I see your bio on LinkedIn, I should see the same bio on Facebook or on Instagram. Now, we know some of these platforms, the length of characters they allow is different. So you should have like different lengths of your bios or forms of bios. You should have your short form, your long form bio, and your mid form bio. So, but there should be something consistent on all these bios so that if you're using a long form bio on LinkedIn, for example, it should also be consistent with your Instagram bio that is short. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Then be visually appealing. So you're going to look at the colors, the aesthetics of your account. How are you arranging your feed? We'll also look at that in this class. Then be generous, give real value. All right. So I would like to know what's your brand about? What are the things you're interested in? One more time. What are you doing on social media?
I'm interested in money.
Money. So what are the kind of content you make on your LinkedIn?
Ah, okay, why when I say
I'm with you. I'm with you.
okay, that LinkedIn app, I actually created that account to follow with people that are actually professional in my course of study. And at the
Okay.
same time, I actually created it to improve on my writing skills, which I've not been consistent about. So that's just it.
Okay, but you've been seeing the kind of content you've been making.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so are those content valuable? Do you see them relevant?
Yes, they are.
Okay, good. So that's what it means. So let's say, for example, I am into social media marketing. So that means if I want to, and I want to teach social media marketing, I want to make money off teaching social media marketing. That means on my accounts, I should have some content that gives people value for free without having them pay for it. Do you know what that does? When you give people value for free, it's easy for them to know you, to like you, and to trust you. So if I now organize a paid training, it's easier for them to pay me because they have an idea of what they are paying for. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's what I mean by be generous, give real value. That what we are doing at Sword here is that we are giving value. But now the difference between Sword and any other kind of brand is that we are not looking for anything in return in terms of the students we are teaching. So it's totally for free because it's an NGO. So this is what we mean by being generous and giving value. Then the next thing, prioritize relationships over followers. All right, you can have followers, but doesn't necessarily mean you have a community. So you should learn to build relationships with your followers. So every day on social media, you should have a to-do list, a checklist. How many people am I sending DMs on my social media? How many comments am I responding to? How many other people that are not following me am I going to reach out to? Okay, so prioritize relationships over followers. Then use the right hashtag strategy. And I'm going to teach that as well. Be your authentic self. Be entertaining and educative as well. If all your posting is educative, 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 some people will get bored and they will stop following. All right. So once in a while, you need to be smart to get their attention. All right. Then tag along only when you have to. Now, this has to do with trends. If you see trends that are ongoing, if it's in tandem or relevant to your brand, you can join those trends. If it is not relevant to your brand, you don't have to join them. All right. Then learn to appreciate your community. Once in a while, give shout outs to your followers. On Facebook now, Facebook gives you that option of you knowing who are your top fans. All right. So you can give them shout outs. Okay, these are the latest. Congrats to my newest top fans and all that. You tag their handles and all, especially if you have a bigger account, it's going to mean a lot to them. Do you get?
Yes.
All right. So without further ado, next we're looking at the basics of branding. But before we go into branding, I would like to look at what a brand is. So, a brand is a personality that identifies a product or service. It is how people perceive you wherever they interact with your business, both the impressions you can control and the ones that you cannot control. So, what this means is that there are certain things you can control. I believe you know that people have certain expectations or impressions of you. There's a way they see you, right? What do
Yes.
people mostly know you as in your
Abbas,
personality?
my name.
No, not your name, like your personality. What do they know about you?
I don't know.
Okay, basically, let me say some people might see you as, hey, this person is organized, Abbas is organized, or she's friendly, she's very professional, she's very intentional, or she's lazy, she's, anyhow. Do you get the point now?
Okay, yes, I do.
So that's what it means. Yes, a brand is a personality. You can meet your mind. A brand is a personality that identifies a product or service. So when you look at companies like Coca-Cola, even though Coca-Cola is a product, I mean Coca-Cola is a company, and it's not like a human being per se. It's a company, but they just have this way of communicating friendship, happiness. You can tell that this is a fun and exciting brand. Can you relate?
No.
Okay. Do you remember the time um you saw those Coca-Cola bottles with let's say share a Coke with Emeka, share a Coke with Abasiono?
Okay, yes, 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 I can remember.
How did you feel when you saw stuff like that?
Happy, like they were intentional about me.
Exactly. So it makes you feel like these people care about you. Because sometimes you will not even start looking for Coke with your name. Isn't it? Did you not look for your name?
I did.
uh
But
So that's
no,
the
not
thing. So they have all those things. I know one of them, one particular name was very popular, Solo. Share a Coke with Solo. So all those things, they are intentional, they are branding. So there's a personality around this product that makes people love it. Do you understand now? So that is what a brand is. All right. So let's say, for example, now I could be into real estate and I have another person into real estate. People may do business with me, even if I and that person we have the same qualification, but they want to do business with me because I'm an easygoing person. or it's easier to relate with me than the other person. The other person is too focused, is too serious. He's not a down to earth person. So naturally, people will come for me because I'm more down to earth. Is it not so?
It is.
Exactly. So I'm sure you understand what a brand is now, right?
Yes.
Good. So that's what it is. So the first thing to do in the basics of branding is to define your brand. What is your brand about? You need to ask yourself these questions. All right. What are the things I believe in? What are my core values? What is my brand trying um to do? All right. So you need to define that brand before you even start your social media marketing journey, because defining your brand will help you stay consistent and help people to easily identify your brand in the number of other brands that do the same thing that you do. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Good. Then, still defining your brand, you define your brand message. All right. What exactly am I communicating? What story is my brand telling? All right. What do I believe in? For us as skills over drugs, is very, very clear. In fact, our name alone tells you what we believe in. It tells you our message without us even telling you anything. Once you just see skills over drugs, you know that these people, they one of their core values is skills. They value skills. So they are looking at um, reducing the rate of drug abuse by helping young people between the ages of 10 to 20 channel this attention that they are putting on drugs, other vices, addiction, and whatever, channeling that same energy to learning skills that will be very profitable for them. Do you understand now?
Yes, I do.
So that's what our brand is about, basically. So you need to define your brand before you go on social media. Then the next thing, create a voice that reflects your brand. How do you want to sound on social media? If you're writing, you said you were learning writing. How do you want your writings to be perceived? Do you want to sound persuasive, friendly, professional? So you need to create a voice that reflects your brand. All right. So then, because we're about rounding up, the next thing, you need to be true to your brand. All right. You need to be true to your brand. You need to do the things that reflect what your brand is about. Okay. Then the final thing here. All right, sorry, I had a little interruption. So finally, be consistent. All right, so don't just show up today and then you take a long break tomorrow. At the end of the day, it's going to affect you. All right, you're going to lose your audience because each day you make a post on social media, you are creating an impression. All right, you're creating an impression. It's just like you're on a hot seat. People are actually judging you. All right, so they take notes. Okay, did he come online today? What post did he make? And all those kind of stuff. So if you take a long break, they say, this person is on serious. Somebody like me, I won't follow you. Does it make any sense?
Yes, it does. And I'm feeling attacked already.
And you're feeling attacked already. So no shades thrown, but you can see that these are the things that we just take for granted. Social media is not just what people think it is. There's a lot that goes on. It goes beyond what you see. Some of the brands that you see that you love, they are very, very intentional. They are very, very, very intentional. All right. When I told you about Coca-Cola, you could relate. It was easy for you to just read that, these people, they believe in friendship, they believe in happiness, sharing the happy moments and all that. I talked about them coming up with marketing campaigns such as share a Coke with Solo, share a Coke with this, share a Coke with that. And they were so consistent on it. So now, no, there's nobody that doesn't know about Coca-Cola. I stand to be corrected anyway. So that will be all for today. So I'll just entertain a question from you, and then we call it a day.
Okay, I don't have any question, but I would
Okay.
like to say something.
You
I
like
don't
to?
know. I would like to say something.
Okay, sure. Feel free.
Yes, you said something about building your, is it bio or bio? I don't know which is the
Bio,
correct
yes, bio.
bio. Yes. So I don't know, maybe at the end of this
Mm,
particular training, maybe you will teach us. For someone like me, I don't really know how to,
sure.
let's
You
say,
will learn
build my,
that because we have
yes,
like there is a
yeah,
syllabus for each track. So whether for the graphic design track, the social media marketing track, web development track, we already have a syllabus that is there. So yes, you've learned this one. In subsequent classes, you're going to learn them in depth. All right. So it's not something to worry about. All right.
thank you very much.
All
That's
right. You're
all.
welcome. So I would like to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then kindly check the Slack channel and our WhatsApp for information. So I'm going to be posting the videos between today and tomorrow. I'm going to be posting the previous trainings on our YouTube and that of today so that you can watch it again. And then I'll drop the assignment on the platform as well so that others too can partake of it. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So are you satisfied with today's class?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You're welcome. So do have an amazing day. All right.
Sure. And you too.
All right. Take care.